Oh yeah, brother. I'm here to tell you that I'm a performer for the people. Now it's time to come down from my high rope. Quit pretending. This impersonation is ending. Time to snap back into being Slim Jim.
And it's time for another unbuckled bumpy ride with your guide, the stark raving Lean-atic himself. I'm Jim. Let's jump right in again. Welcome to my podcast based on my brand new book, available on Amazon, Live Life Lean, L-E.A.N. It's a year-long guide to gratitude and our daily grind. The book that combines some timeless wisdom from a whole lot of the world's wiser people with the reflections, reactions, and wisecracks of the guide's author, me. And it guides you, the reader, through the simplest system for a happy, healthy, authentic, and genuinely grateful everyday experience. I urge you to get the book. Of course I do. I wrote it. It's either at Amazon or at my website, ampurage.com. A-M-M-P-U-R-A-G-E. But even without it, let's make next week better than last, our next year better than the past, and get started now with today's episode of... What is it about pro wrestling and politics? Okay, it reminds me of a conversation I once overheard on a Greyhound bus. Now, I've taken too many of those in my life, but I remember this. There were two boys with their action figures. And they were what I heard their mom call their dolls. There were two World Wrestling kind of action figures. I don't remember which ones, Macho Warrior and Hulk the Giant. I don't know. Something like that. But the boys were vehemently defending why their wrestler, their action figure, was the best. And they demonstrated. Flying elbows and in-the-face drop kicks, and it was really, quite entertaining on a long bus ride. What is it about professional wrestling that, well, if we're honest, sucks us in? Even though in our hearts, we know it's not really like other competitions? Okay. What is it about professional politicians that can suck us in? Even though in our heads, we know it's not like other conversations. Politics and professional wrestling. I think it's because deep down people need to be on a team and into something. And really, people just sometimes need a fight. So what they do is they fight vicariously through their wrestlers and through their sports teams. And unfortunately, they're politicians, whether they're on their red team or part of the blue crew. Problem is, we don't stop to ask, are these politicians acting patriotically for the good of the nation? For the good of the game? No. At least we don't do it as often as we could, or at least maybe as we should be. We just verbally get to the point where we blast the other side and defend our team without asking ourselves, publicly, vulnerably, was that real? Was that the right play? Asking, am I on the right side, cheering for the right congressperson, the right combatant? Or more importantly, does my team, does my star wrestler, does my politician even care about me? Asking, who and what are they fighting for? Is it for the betterment of the game? Or is it for the benefit of themselves to keep them in the game? In it a little longer than if it were a legit outcome, an outcome at stake by an unscripted competition. Reminds me of a great movie. I just saw this recently. Been wanting to for a long time. Took the time, watched it. Awesome. It's called Wrestling with My Family. You know the one I'm talking about? It's based on the story. It's based on a true, real story with real people. And it actually features wrestling great Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And it co-stars Vince Vaughn with an even bigger role, okay? Vince Vaughn does a great job. In the movie, someone dared to say to the wrestling family, that wrestling was fake. And those fans got fired up, and they got in their face and said, fake? It's not fake. It's fixed. There's a difference. Did you hear what they said? That wrestling is not fake. It's fixed. And there is a difference. So the outcome is predetermined by the script and not the steps that we all see being taken in front of the eyes of the public, in front of our very own eyes. It's all very apparent then that it's not very transparent. And its fans, well, okay, let's look at them both. In pro wrestling, most will admit and agree that it's scripted and it's structured, but they're still willing to down a beer and engage in a verbal brawl with you about their wrestler being their favorite and why their wrestler's the best and why that wrestler's their choice. And in politics, even when confronted with the reality of its imperfection and that there is a political swamp that exists, that there are alligators on the left, but there are also crocodiles on the right, their fans will blindly and dutifully wag their accusatory fingers at the crocodiles on the other side of the swamp and never point fingers at their own surrounding swamp that's muck deep with deep state alligators. Those are also in their group. See, folks, this ain't any high-flying acrobatic bunch of buff dudes in BVDs. This is high-powered, arrogant business suit types who are behind the wheel of this bus that we're all riding together. The problem is, unlike being on a real, good old-fashioned Greyhound bus, we're not pulling the cord to let them know we want them to pull it over. We want to change drivers. We want it to change direction or just let us off the frickin' bus. Politics and professional wrestling have so much in common. But one is responsible for producing billions, maybe millions of dollars of employment and entertainment, while the other one has the responsibility for protecting millions and billions of lives. Neither one is fake. But the problem is, only one is letting you know that it's fixed.
Oh yeah, brother.
And now more wise words to wow your socks off from the Lean Guide itself. Today's entry number 192. Hardly any human being is capable of pursuing two professions or two arts rightly. Plato. And the Guide's view on this? No man can serve two masters. As much because no man likes to be mastered, as that no master likes to share servants. So what do you think about this? What have you learned lately that's beyond what you normally do? What have you earned lately that was just not given to you? Where have you added to the world that took something special from you? And now, take a view and navigate somewhere next. Thank you for listening. I hope you're enjoying your copy of the Live Life Lean, L-E.A.N guide. Enjoying it almost as much as I did creating it. And if you don't have a copy yet, go on over to amperage.com or Amazon and get started today experiencing the amazing power of knowing every day is literally yours to be grateful about. And you need never feel unfulfilled again. I'm Jim Hall. And until next time, good health, God bless. And now, go get a little dirty learning something new. Earning what's not given to you. Adding to this crazy world that we share. And navigating your way to something new and next.